Hey everyone, hope everyone's doing good today. Thanks for watching the problems yesterday about toilet paper, and or the notice and wonders. I have more, and I have lots of toilet paper problems for you. Kind of sounds weird and timely, right? Considering the situation. Lots of comments in my Google Classroom on the video and an email, so thank you everybody for doing that. We had a lot of good questions come in. I didn't get them all on here, but I got some of them. And then just try one or try the ones you can and see what happens, right? These could get quite complex, or they could go pretty easy for you. It just depends. But make sure you work on them and make sure you defend your thinking. That's the biggest one. So like the first one, is a sheet a square? And really, I want you to just think about what you know about squares, and if it is, and how do you know it is or is not. So that's one question. So I just put in there the picture, and what I did notice is I turned the sheet opposite, and I'll talk about that in another problem in a second. I turned it so the length was going up and down in my picture of the two tape measures on top of the toilet paper. Then my next question for you is, what is the area of one sheet? So you can use that picture up there again, or it looks like in the picture it's 4.5 by 4 1/4, but if you look at the packaging, it says 4.5. I should probably use a different color. It says 4.5 right here, and it says 4 1/5, right? 4 2/10 is the same as 4 1/5. So you can use either of those. If when I reveal this, somehow this got scratched out, right? When I reveal that, that will kind of tell us that will use the 4 1/5 times 4 1/2, but feel free to use 4 1/4. We'll figure out both. And then my other question for you was the total length of the roll. This is the important part. I turn the paper, so the length is 4 1/4, or if you use the actual package, 4.5. And there are 221 sheets. It's on the page right up here. I think it's right. Yeah, right. 221 sheets. What's the area of the entire roll? Once again, 221 sheets are there when you figure that one out. I really like this. And what's the height of the roll? And I think it's Frankie told me, he asked me about what the height would be if I fold them in half. I kept it just unfolded, so I put it down as just one sheet. This is pretty cruel of me, right? That's not gonna work for us, just one sheet. So what is the height of the whole roll if we rip the sheets separately? So I did this for you. Here's 20 sheets. Let me see if I can zoom in on this a little bit. Okay, there's 20 sheets. I drew an arrow on my ruler. That ruler has been around with me for a lot of years. But it looks like 20 sheets is about 3/4 of an inch. But you can challenge me on that. I might have made extra marks on there as I've used it as a kid growing up. And then here's 221 sheets. But somewhere, I don't know what happened to the ruler. We'll have to try and figure that out later. And note to think about is I pushed none of them down. I didn't push them down when I put them on there. So there's the air and kind of lane factor too. So they are not compressed. Then some other ones. What does it cost for one roll? It's really interesting. I looked online for Costco.com. This makes me sad, right? They're out of stock on it, but it changes all the time throughout the day, so it'll hopefully go back to in stock. It is $26.99 for 30 rolls, I think is what it says. You can kind of see it in there for the package. So costs for one roll, and then what is the cost for one sheet? That I'm kind of curious about that. Like, what would that cost be if we were just to buy one sheet from those 30 rolls with 221 sheets on them? That could be pretty intense, right? So please don't stress yourself out with these problems. A little frustration is okay, but pause, think about it a little bit. You can always walk away from it, right? And then you can come back to it. Or what I'll do is probably by Friday, I'll try and post some of the answers that people give me, or answers that we can come up with here. Okay. Have fun with it. You can use the comments below to ask questions or put in what your thoughts are. Make sure this is for my 5th graders, but anyone can look at it, but make sure that your content is 5th grade appropriate in your comments, please. I appreciate that. All right. Thanks. Have fun with it, you guys.